Alright, so this is round 1 of Modern. I'm going to be on the play. And this is a good hand. Be able to Magician, perhaps take something that can kill Dark Confidant, or if he has multiple things, just take his business spell. I'm going to lead off with a Swamp turn 1. And go to Inquisition and see what's going on. And it looks like he's a red-green aggro deck, which is really bad news for us. Exceptionally terrible news. Goblin God I can potentially block with Dark Confidant, but Flint of Boar we could potentially Slaughter Pact. The Lightning Bolt. This is like looking bad for us right now. We're definitely gonna have to pay 4. If we take the Goblin Guide, we're gonna pay 4 on the Vexing Devil. We're gonna play. The thing is, yeah, it might just be. I think I have to take one of his red 1-drops because I don't want to get off on triple 1-drop. And I think it's either Goblin Guide or Lightning Bolt are the things. I'm gonna pay 4 on Vexing Devil. But probably both Vexing Devils. I don't have much of removal in my hand. But the thing is, Dark Confidant can block Goblin Guide. So it allows me to cash something in. But he can't block Goblin Guide if he has a Lightning Bolt, and I can't let him have only creatures. I'm going to have to take the Goblin Guide here. That Goblin Guide is good for 6 damage. It's better than either Vexing Devils. Because if I don't take the Goblin Guide, he'll just play up turn 1, and then turn 2 he can bolt my Confidant, so I can't block. We'll pay 4 on that one. That guy's going to do at least 4 damage to me, so it's worth it just pay 4 and kill it. Another Inquisition. Not a bad draw. Not a bad draw at all. Alright, so his hand is Flint of Boar and Vexing Devil. I can pay 4 on the Vexing Devil. So if I take 1 for this, I go to 14. I take 7 from his hand, so I go to 8. So I get 8 life to mess with. Probably 7 life to work with. I think I'm going to take the Flint of Boar. Play the fetch land and get an Overgrown Tomb. Yeah, I think we're gonna pay 4 on that one. We do have a Slaughter Pact, but I don't want to devote my turn 4 to killing it, so. Definitely not the matchup where Dark Confidant shines. He's decent if you have. Oh goodness, that's the worst possible draw. All right, so. I mean, we have to play him, so. What we really need right here is a Liliana. Liliana would allow us to cash in these extra Dark Confidants for, trade them 1 for 1 with the card in our opponent's hand. So, that's what we're looking for. If he bolts his Dark Confidant, it'll be the best case scenario for us, so. That's a crit ape. Alright. What we're looking to draw is either Liliana or Corsair or Tarmogoyf. We're looking for not Thrun is what we're looking for. I don't want to take 4. Liliana's okay. I just want to block the crit ape, and if he ends up trying to kill us somehow, we can Slaughter Pact out of it. There's a potential. I think I just gotta each player discard a card here. I need to get him empty-handed. he might have 2 burn spells in his hand. He might have drawn another burn spell, and he has a wide open and potential red. So this might actually get a card out of his hand. Daltese is completely useless, so we're gonna go to that one. We're definitely not casting it this game. All right, we got our basic forest. Our goal is just to block a Dark Confidant at this point. Now that we have our win condition, our goal is just to block. Now, it's possible that our opponent might not attack us, which would really suck. But yeah, our goal now is to find Corsair, it's to find Tarmogoyf, it's to find anything other than what we've got. Alright, he doesn't want to attack us. Alright. Well, good thing that wasn't in reverse order. I think this turn we might have to... We have to get rid of our... We actually have a win condition now. He's going to have to burn us out from 7. Consider I need to play the Treetop Village. Like, I can attack him. He has 2 cards in his hand. One of them is a Lightning Bolt. If it was a creature, he probably would have played it already. Sadly, I can't Slaughter Pact my own Dark Confidant, but... So I can Liliana him, but that doesn't... I have a Slaughter Pact I want to use. I'm actually just going to... I might as well attack first. Or I can sit one more turn. If I could just wait one more turn, that would be ideal. But I don't think I can risk it. I can't take any more damage from Dark Confidant, otherwise another bolt kills me. I'm going to eat my own Dark Confidant here. I would have really liked to wait another turn so I have Thrawn in defense, so even if he draws like a Goblin Guide or a Flint of Boar, you can't get by. But... Alright, he's bolting. Bolting me, I go to 4. I need him to brick off for probably 2 consecutive turns for me to have a shot this game. We're going to Slaughter Pact the Curd Ape, and we're going to -2 on the next creature he plays when we're tapped out to have to pay the upkeep from the Slaughter Pact. So, and then after turn after that, we're going to play Thrun. He's going to have to draw another burn spell to kill us. And if he doesn't already have another burn spell, he's going to need 2 burn spells to kill us unless he plays Tribal Flames. But I've seen no evidence of Tribal Flames in his deck. So... They could be playing Boros Charm, but I think they might be playing Helix instead. Man, it sucks I can't even have an untapped Treetop Village shot, so he actually has to have something to get by me. And Slaughter Pact is, of course, the worst removal spell to have here because, well, one of the worst. Because, I have 3 open mana, but I can't actually utilize it. Leave up an Overgrown Tomb. On the plus side, I mean, we're gonna on the plus side, we're gonna be able to plus Liliana, but all right. So let's go ahead and pay the upkeep so we don't lose the game. Abrupt Decay is a good one. We can get rid of the Dark Confidant. Trade it with the card in his hand. Potentially, it could be a land. Could be a Path to Exile. Goreclan Rampager, wow. Okay. That's actually excellent news. That is not excellent news. Okay, we're at 1. We're at 1, and our clock is only 7 a turn with Treetop Village and Thrun. Jotun Grunt. Okay, that's okay. We can deal with that. That is a deal-withable card. I think we might hold on to this in case we draw Courser or Crucifix and we gain extra life. We don't really need it in play. Not yet, anyways. So go ahead and pop that guy off. Well, there is. No, I guess there really isn't much of an advantage. I mean, the difference between 1 and 2 life is negligible. The advantage of playing it is I could potentially play Courser and then get a land off Courser and attack a treetop village. So that would be an advantage there. Yeah, I mean, none of his cards do only 1 damage. So it's actually probably worth it, even if I draw Courser, to have the potential of playing Courser and attacking your treetop to put him dead on board. I mean, there's also, we can just try to risk it as well, because we can attack for 7, bring it to 8, and just play Dark Confidant, and then try to spike a land on top of our deck. Very possible. I guess that would be the difference of holding the land in our hand or not. Actually, holding the land probably makes more sense, because if we draw a Courser and there's a land on top, we can keep it there, play Tecton, or a 1-drop on top. We can play Courser, play Dark Confidant, attack him for 4, bring him to 11, and then attack for 11 and kill him. Alright, so that makes sense. So we're not going to play the extra land there. Because if we draw Courser, we can actually play Dark Confidant next turn if we know the top card of our library. We're tapped out, so if he could have killed us, he would have. Goif, man, that's a really good draw. That's a really good draw. Might as well do this first. Also something to keep in mind, we can pump our Goif by -2ing Liliana next turn, so... Searing Blood! Whoa! Alright. So... we need to play Goif. We need lots of green, so actually we need to get some green out of that first. And then use a colorless for Tarmogoyf, and then use the last floating mana to activate our treetop. Attack him for 7, he goes to 8, and we have much more than lethal. 2 removal spells as well. So it's basically burn spell or death right here for him. Well, I mean, even drew Searing Blood, we just didn't have a target. Interesting enough, if this was Searing Blaze, we would have lost. So, this Searing Blaze, you know, deals 1 damage no matter what. Landfall does 3. Close game. Does he have it? A path could potentially buy him an extra turn. He could have a path. Let's see what it is. Alright. He doesn't want me to see what it is. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, I definitely want Batter Skull. Definitely want Kitchen Finks. These Thoughtseizes. These Dark Confidants are pretty bad. Pretty bad. Against the burn deck. Basically an aggro burn deck. You never actually want to draw one and play one. Thoughtseizes are probably fine. They're really good on turn 1 or turn 2, and then extra ones just get discarded to Liliana. So, might as well bring this in, especially on the draw. Thoughtseize on the draw would be really good. And then from here, we have Drowned in Sorrow or Fulminator Mage. Fulminator Mage has the potential of straining cards in his hand. He's like a 3-color deck. Doesn't run very many lands. I think we're going to go... I have tons of removal spells already, so I'm going to play the Fulminator Mage. Thron's a really good blocker. Really hard to get by him. He has Gorkham Rampager, but... no reason to green Fulminator Mage. He's not going to be able to cast it if I do that. Ogari Charm, I didn't see any enchantments. He has Jotun Grunt. Instead of... I mean, it might be instead of Tarmogoyfs. I didn't see one. Jotun Grunt's certainly a more budget alternative. But we'll try the Fulminator. Fulminator might get him, might get his land. So, he's probably going to have to fetch some like a basic and 2 non-basics. I can probably strand a color if I get rid of one of the non-basics. Sadly, we can't cast spells in our hand. If the Teutonic Edge had been like a swamp, this band's probably very keepable. But, I mean, we have to draw a colored source to have a shot this game. It can't be Treetop Village, comes and play tap, so... This hand is very good, I think, if I had a colored source, but I don't. And two removal spells, 4 lands. It's gonna have to do. Wild Mikado, alright. Well, we can just take 4 to pop it off. That might be worth it. Yeah, because we have 1, 2, 3 removal spells, so it's actually worth it for me to just go ahead and just remember that. They got Giant Croats, or he showed he got Grunkly Rampagers. I can't just wait for him to play something, so. They don't play enchant creatures like Vaccine Devil. Do I want to take 4? I think I do. It'll give me time to play Treetop Village, and I could cash in 4 life for this guy. Absolutely, I think I'll pay 4 for that. Alright, cool. That gives me time to play Treetop Village, which is nice. Oh. Thought seizing him could be really worth it. It's not the end of the world either. Yeah, let's try it. We're gonna go to 9. Might as well float a black just in case. Make him believe I have something else. Another Thoughtseizer Inquisition. Treetop Village is actually an excellent blocker. Especially if I have an instant removal spell to stop like a Rampager from stopping him. You may be thinking that to bolt me in response. His hand might be like a 2-drop, a bolt. 2-drop, bolt, bolt could be his hand. And that would be secondly a scenario for him to bolt me in response. Alright. That's what he has. Although Destructive Revelry is an interesting one. That's no doubt to stop, it stops Batterskull and Corsair Prefix. This has haste, so I actually need to pop this guy off. So. So just keep in mind he has a Destructive Revelry in his hand. And a Stomping Ground. You just drew Arid Mesa. So we have a reprieve for a turn. But he's going to have to come up with 6 points of burn damage when he's basically empty-handed, because I'm just not going to play an artifact or enchantment against him now that I know. Now that I'm in the know. Curd Ape. Resolves. Thrun. Thrun is an excellent blocker. It's bad if he draws Rampager, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and play it now. You can't just live in fear. Like, you have to kill them as fast as possible. That is the way for you to take the least amount of damage. Our opponent seems to be a little bit flooded. He's drawn, looks like he's drawn 3 lands straight, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'm sure he only plays like 20 lands. So this Corsair would normally be excellent, but I know he has a Destructive Revelry, so we're not going to play that. So he's going to have to come up with 4 damage. Our land situation is actually really, really awkward. It's like really, really, really awkward. But he's at 14. We have 7 damage. The reason why our land situation is so awkward is that I have to pop the Burning Catacombs to actually cast my spells. Like, if I wanted to attack a treetop and leave up Abrupt Decay, I can't. Because these two will not allow me. Like, in order for me to cast Abrupt Decay, I have to leave open Twilight Mire. And in order for me to go green to activate Treetop, I'd have to sacrifice this to get a Forest, which means I have to go to 5. But I don't... Yeah, he can't cast Tribal Flames, and Flint-Tooth Boar only does 3 damage. And he's a Stretch Revolver, he's the only card in his hand. So it's actually... We're going to be able to Abrupt Decay to Crit Ape. Oops. Ooh, this could almost a disaster. Have to get... Alright. Abrupt Decay to Crit Ape, so he can't block. Him not being able to block means he can't draw, like, Runner over Bolts, because if he chumps this turn, he still gets 2 turns. Yeah, not a watery grave, so don't have to worry about some sort of some Tribal Flames nonsense. Experiment 1. Not good enough. He's gonna be able to jump for a turn, but that's okay. Yeah. I was trying to think if there's a reason for me to, I can Inquisition the Disruptive Reverie and play Corsair, but again, I don't believe there's a single card he could draw that does 5 damage if it's not Tribal Flames. Boral Shrine only does 4, and he has to jump here, he has to jump the throne this turn. Or I mean, I'm short of being able to Maelstrom Pulse for the win, so... Alright, cool. So, I think here, what the common, like, Vexing Devil did 4 damage to us, and it just wasn't good enough. It gave us, like, we were able to translate life into a sort of a tempo advantage, because he spent a mana in a card, and we just spent 4 life, which gave us a mana to work with. And because he bricked on a turn, it allowed us to cut play or come into play tap land and then leave up removal land and then eventually draw Throne and win the game. So even though Thoughtseize is generally pretty bad against burn decks, Thoughtseize was really good here, giving me information. Let me know they did Structure of Revelry, so I didn't want to play Corsair. And yeah, it all worked out for us. It's actually possible one of the mistakes my opponent made this game was he cast Lightning Bolt in response to Thoughtseize, which I think was a mistake because... I mean, maybe perhaps he was intimidated by the fact that I floated an extra black, and that would make a lot of sense if he was intimidated because he didn't want... His Flint-Tooth Boar was a for sure 3 damage the following turn, but I had floated a black, so he may have thought that I had both Inquisition and Thoughtseize. And that being the case, he's like, oh, well, if this Thoughtseize resolves, he takes the Bolt or the Inquisition to my Flint-Tooth Boar and I get nothing, so he responded with the Bolt to the Thoughtseize that he thought I had both because I floated a black, even though I didn't have a float, even though I didn't. So I think a subtle play that a lot of players may not have done was float an additional black off Twilight Mire in turn 2.